Welcome, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome back. I'm still here. I've just been working all day. It's all good. It's so nice of you guys to show up. I know my lady mods are very tired, so I'm going to keep them as little as I possibly can. I just want to go over a couple things. Some more shenanigans are going on, guys. Welcome back to the box office. I'm Nora Ames, and this is True Crimes with Nora. I changed up the intro a little bit because I think there's a lot of confusion. So let's talk about some things, okay? First of all, oh, hang on. I got to respond to this. Hang on. All right. Number 1. What are we doing right now on this channel? Also, went to the Sports Bra yesterday. Awesome. Go there. Just want to pimp out some local women's sports areas. Also picked up this sweet piece of merch. This is the back, but I just want to show you guys. It just says, watch women's sports. I can't get it around my microphone. There we go. Everybody should watch women's sports. They're amazing. All right. So here's the sitch, guys. So let's talk about it. There's a lot of accusations, a lot of nonsense flying around. We are live here on YouTube and Rumble. Welcome into both audiences. Thank you guys for everybody being here. So what I want to say is this. In Scientology, okay, everything is a lie. The entire religion itself is built on lies. It's built on the lie that people achieve these statuses within Scientology because they do these very special procedures that L. Ron Hubbard discovered, which is a lie. He didn't discover anything. That he cured himself of ailments. That's a lie. There's not one point in Scientology that wasn't stolen from somebody else, isn't a lie itself, isn't a lie protecting another lie. You see what I'm saying? Like it's just an entire world of deception. Yes, I have watched women's Aussie Rules football. Amazing. And so when Scientology gets called on the carpet about their lies in particular, they freak out. They have an absolute freak out, right? They attack relentlessly anybody who dares to speak out against them, who dares to stand up and say, you know what? Scientology is a lie, right? Every single thing that we say about Scientology, whether it's me or any other person that's grown up in it, we are basically pointing out the lies of Scientology. Those lies have criminality attached to them in unfortunate ways, child abuse, sexual abuse, human trafficking, money laundering, things like that. So it's varying degrees of the criminality, right? But that's what happened. But the reaction when that happens every single time is for Scientology to have a total fucking freak out. They just absolutely lose their mind. So the same thing happens, okay, to narcissists. When a narcissist is caught in a lie or the actual truth of their existence is exposed, they do the same thing. They absolutely freak out. And then they use language and sometimes physical violence to accomplish silencing their critics, okay? And so let's talk about the current situation, okay? We have a protester, I'll put that in air quotes, a born-in Scientologist. I'll give you the facts about Aaron Smith Levin as I know them. These are not all the facts about Aaron Smith Levin. They are just some facts, okay? He was born into Scientology. His parents were both active Scientologists. His mom stayed much longer than his dad. He did a stint as a contracted staff member from the age of 12 at the Philadelphia org, working kind of 9 to 5, and you sign like a 5-year contract. And he did training with me in Florida in order to become part of the original golden age of tech, which was a bunch of lies. And the first massive rewriting of how Scientology is done, and sort of set the stage for where Scientologists are at now, where they just kind of make it up as they go along. Okay. So, um, and then later down the road, Aaron signed a billion-year contract with the fake Space Navy in Los Angeles, and worked there for 4 years, married his wife. And according to the interview he just did, well, I shouldn't say he just did that. I think he recorded that a while ago in between the cases, just after he got out of jail. It's like within the last couple of weeks, that interview. That a lot of people sent me that interview. I do have some things to say about it. We'll go over that in a minute. Um, and then in his own words, he and his wife had decided that they didn't want to be in the fake Space Navy anymore. And so they took, and I'm quoting him now, this is not my words, these are his words, the easy way out of the fake Space Navy, and got pregnant so that they could leave. Now, I've explained that before, that because of Laura DiCrescenzo's case, specifically about forced abortions, that is why Aaron Smith Levin and his wife could leave Scientology in the way, or not Scientology, rather, sorry, the fake Space Navy, the way that they did so easily at the time, without Heather being forced to have an abortion, or them being interrogated for months and months and months, and separated and forced to divorce. And if she wanted to have the baby, for her to divorce him and him to stay, and like all the torturous things that were normally happening to people. He didn't have to go through that, because Laura DiCrescenzo sued the Church of Scientology for an undisclosed amount of money, and was the first person to ever legally request all of the files that they write while you're doing these confessionals, and in these I'm trying to think of a way to put it. It's not really counseling. It's an awful thing to compare it to, because counseling actually works. But it's like in these interrogation sessions, they write everything down, and then all that paper is stored in manila folders, and then with your name and all this stuff, and then they're stored in like vast warehouses and stuff. So she, via her lawyer in the courts, obtained ownership of all of that information about herself. She got the original copies of all of that back. And basically, when that happened, upon her getting the hundreds and hundreds of folders that she had accumulated over the years, they knew they were cooked. Because as soon as that got put into evidence, as soon as every confessional that she did, demanding that she change her mind and decide to have multiple abortions, they forced her into multiple abortions. Suddenly, they settled with her for an NDA and an undisclosed, very large sum of money. Which I having been on the forced labor concentration camp with her for 3 years, I can say absolutely she deserves every penny, and probably more than she got. So good job. So that's why Aaron had that opportunity to leave the way that he did, because things like that were occurring, and they didn't want to cause trouble, right? Like when people like her had left and things like that. So, yeah. So then, the rest of his story, right? He's still kind of a believer. He sends his kids to Scientology school. This is all in his interview. And his wife is working for a Scientologist. He's working for a Scientologist. And then, one day that just kind of all falls apart or whatever. And disconnection happens. It's awful. And then, he starts his own company. And now he's been a YouTuber, and he did Leah's show, yada, yada. Okay. So then over the last few years, I want to say starting probably in 20, my estimate of when things began to get tumultuous, okay, and this is just from public observation of actions and words. Well, the biggest peak, of course, would be in 2023 during the Danny Masterson trial, when the Juliana incident happened, okay, and we've already rehashed a million times what my reaction was during that, my part in making less of that and trying to sweep it under the rug and trying to demonize Juliana. I played a big part in that, and I don't hide that fact. And the fallout with the aftermath, the other evidence that came out, Lindsay, and you know, and then he forms his own foundation, the SPTV Foundation. And things escalate more. The protest movement really kicks into gear. First, Aaron's against it, then he's for it, then he's against DOA. Well, you know, and starting in 2023, it is documented for over a year. And I'm almost done. I have to finish editing this montage, but there's 34 clips, 34 of Aaron speaking about or thanking 86 GOP for his generous donations, recounting during the Masterson trial, having had dinner face to face with 86 GOP. And now, of course, we've come full circle, and 86 GOP was an op the whole time and all this stuff. So now, obviously, Aaron and I have been back and forth on the internet for a long time. And over the last 10 months, I have done a lot of content about him. There's no getting around that. There's no hiding that fact. There's no like, oh, it's not really, yes, I have mentioned him a lot. Every single time I have mentioned him, I stick to his words and actions. Some of it is like personal stories about things, but every single thing that I bring up has a receipt attached to it. I have made comments about him being a malignant narcissist based on evidence of what a malignant narcissist is and comparing that with his actions and words. Always dinner twice in LA. Thank you, 86, for the correction. So there you go. And now, of course, he's going to expose everything, and 86 is bad. And listen, like I've said, when 86 first came on the scene, I'll be 100% honest. A lot of people were like, see, Nora's just jealous. I have admitted that I was jealous before. That's like, here's where I fail to understand some things, guys. Like when you say, hey, I'm flawed and I was jealous of XYZ for this amount of time, then people are like, see, she's just a jealous bitch. It's like, but if Aaron were to be like, well, I got jealous and then I did this and I handled, be like, oh my God, you're so brave for admitting a fault. Like, look at you, just like a brave boy. Just a brave. Look at you being sensitive and vulnerable. But when a woman does it, when I do it in particular, I shouldn't just say women, because people are like, see, she hates men. I don't hate men. I don't hate men. But yeah. Yeah, it's always the opposite. This is just the world we live in. So all of these key things come full circle, right? Like yesterday I talked about the fact, and this one got struck for some reason, I don't even know. But I talked about the fact very, very coherently that when Aaron got to the point where all of this stuff was about to blow up, before the aftermath came to be, before he got kicked off the Aftermath Foundation, right? Before that happened, he had to have somebody who was worse than him in the environment for people to focus on, so that all of the things that were going to come out about him, okay, the 4-year affair with Lindsay, the cocaine and hookers in Colombia, Juliana, all of that stuff, right? All of those things, that any single one of those things should have been a career-ending moment, right? So he had to have a bigger bad guy in the universe in order for everybody to look away from his actions and words, okay? And Anthony fit the bill on that. He did that, and I don't, here's the deal. And I've said this before, I don't harbor ill will towards Anthony. I don't know if Aaron was, provoking him the whole time and egging him on or what. I know that he felt that I did because I responded to things. And I was very angry. I was upset, and I had very bad reactions. I had very bad mental health, personal reactions and reactions on the internet. It was all over the place. Okay. And the public fallout between me and Aaron really started because of this bad guy that he invented and brought into this universe. Okay. Anthony didn't come over here by himself. He was invited by Aaron and introduced by Aaron. Let's not forget that. In the same way that DOA was introduced to everybody and legitimized by Aaron. And then, of course, when it's convenient for Aaron, the script flips and then he's the enemy, right? Same thing with 86 GOP. He was perfectly happy in 2023 taking thousands of dollars in super chats and, PayPal, Venmo, whatever. And then when he started supporting DOA, it was like, hot dog, bad guy. And he flipped. Right. So now we're going to find out all about it. I'm sure Aaron's going to conveniently leave out the part where he was benefiting greatly from the generous donations of 86 GOP for like a year and dinners and all this other stuff. Right. So it's just a little convenient. So now, no, Aaron didn't find DOA. DOA came here because of the TikTok crew. And then when DOA started his splash, at first Aaron was like, this guy's a trash dumpster fire. He's a homeless freak. No one should talk to him. And then when he saw that DOA was becoming popular and getting more subs and getting action, then he was worthy of Aaron's approval. And they did several interviews. They talked about protesting. They talked about all this other stuff, right? It's just, yeah. So we've all come a long way, okay? And for my own mental health, okay, I don't watch Anthony's stuff. And the internet is a large place, guys. People can go be on the internet and do whatever the hell they want, okay? And if 86 GOP gives me a super chat, it doesn't mean that he's contractually obligated to me. We don't have a contract. We're not in a marriage. We're not, we don't even, I don't know him. We're on the internet and he interacts with me here. And I'm appreciative of his, donation. If he goes and gives one to Tony and that has something to do with something else, I don't have responsibility for that. Right. In the same way, I don't have responsibility for all the money that he gave Aaron. Right? It's not my responsibility who gives money to whom. Okay. So now we find ourselves in this situation where once Aaron's words and actions started escalating, and particularly starting in July with the chalk incident where he was arrested, I saw and observed Aaron's attitude at that time. And the fact that he was not slowing down. Like the minute he got out on bond, his actions increased, which were already becoming erratic. And yes, I did decide to focus my attention on him because after looking at the whole scope of everybody out here who's doing things or not doing things or saying things or not saying things, in the grand scheme of things, right? Anthony D'Amato and I went to battle. I guess we call that a draw. I don't know. I don't have an intention to, battle with him. I don't think either of us are better for it. I think we both got some good mental health help, and that's the best that you can do, right? I battled it out with Scott. By the way, Scott, that was a total embarrassment for you to go in front of a news crew that was clearly there for the Nick Reiner trial and like shout into the microphones. Yeah. The people sitting next to you on the bench, sitting beside where you were just laughing, cringing. It was kind of, yeah. The trip at the end was epic, though. You should have really turned around a little bit better and seen where that bench was. I hope you didn't hurt your knee because it looked like you smacked right into that cement thing with your knee. So watch your footing. And no, I don't think you got the word out about Scientology on international press. I think people cut your microphone and were like, this is not the person we're looking for. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not here to debate that. I used to honestly think, guys, that Scott Hochstetter was probably the worst thing that's ever happened to the anti-Scientology movement. And in a lot of ways, that statement is partially true. It's partially true because his actions and words have caused a lot of problems in Los Angeles in particular. And once again, the problem isn't, and this is unfortunate, guys, okay? The problem in that scenario isn't Scientology. The problem is Scott Hochstetter, okay? It is similarly the problem in Florida in regards to Aaron Smith Levin isn't Scientology. The problem is Aaron Smith Levin's words and actions. And there seems to be a large swath of people who are unwilling to look at just very simple facts, okay, in regards to Aaron's words and actions, okay? And I have been very direct about what I have said about him and his words and actions, and shown his words and actions from his own recordings, okay, on the screen, along with, written statements, screenshots, all the things, and especially the transcripts, okay, which absolutely lay out exactly what the judge is seeing, thinking, and the evidence that she's seeing and why she's saying the things she's saying versus the propaganda that Aaron is lying in court and misrepresenting the facts of his case. I will give him an A for consistency, because the story that he tells in the courtroom is the same exact story that he tells on his channel, and the one he told in the interview. It's very consistent. He has this very rehearsed. It's a very, very rehearsed, very exact story. So along the way, every single time I'm showing a piece of evidence, something that is very pertinent and is showing basically, like, Aaron says the sky is black and this shows that it's blue, right? Like, it's like that kind of starkness. Something will pop up. There's some new rumor, some new innuendo, some new type of like messaging in the universe about me. And it doesn't just come on Aaron's channel from his videos. He stopped doing that a while ago because, a lot of his audience enjoys when he tears me down. That's for sure. You see it in the after comments. You see it in the live replay. I think some people kind of tune out because they're over it. And you get a lot of the stop the high school drama situation, right? Which is, it's a silly thing. This has nothing to do with high school. And then Aaron's comeback to that is always, I didn't go to high school, which I don't know why you would be 45 years old, having grown up, only gotten a 6th grade education, and then somehow in the decade plus that you have been fully away from the grasp of Scientology, to not avail yourself of at least getting a GED. I don't think Aaron's stupid. I just don't understand that. That is beyond lazy to me. That is not, yeah. That's not an example that I would be setting in my children's life. And that brings me to the next thing. So the newest innuendo, which I did a post about and I talked about last night on my stream, where Aaron has started this campaign, a very hardline campaign against my mental health. Eric is repeating this rhetoric. Cheryl's repeating this rhetoric. Marilyn is repeating this rhetoric. The comments in all of those streamers' comment section are repeating this rhetoric. And it is stepped up from Nora's so crazy, she's just so hyper, she's obsessed with you, to insinuating I'm a bad parent, that I'm a nightmare to, like that my children are living a literal nightmare, that they're in danger, that people need to investigate me. Eric did a whole stream where he insinuated 4 times that, CPS takes people who are unhinged very seriously in Oregon. As I went over last night, it is a crime. It's a federal crime, but it's also a state crime in Oregon, Nevada, and Florida to falsely report someone to CPS. And in Florida in particular, especially in Aaron's case, it's a felony. And it will carry a minimum of 5 years in jail. They take that shit seriously because it is a huge waste of resources. And it's often done in custody cases where people are battling it out and one person just wants to demonize the other partner so that they don't get any custody and they don't have to pay child support and all this other bullshit, right? So they take a false report very seriously. And the procedure, as I was informed by the police in Clearwater, where I called to report about this today, is first I go to my local police office, which I've already talked to a detective. I just have to go in and finalize the formal sworn affidavit. I report everything in full with all of the screenshots and everything else here. And then the detectives will look into it. And if they feel they need to hook up with their partners in Florida, they will contact law enforcement in Florida and they could possibly open a case there with, the district attorney and everything else. It's up to them at that point. So that's in motion right now. The second thing is that Aaron made this very alarming, inflammatory report today that is also completely wild. It's completely wild, guys. I know it's meant to provoke a response in me. Again, this is literally the tactics of Scientology and the tactics of a malignant narcissist. They must destroy anyone who tells the truth about them, right? So all I've been doing in these past videos is telling the truth about Aaron. Now, we can debate my procedure, okay? Several videos have been taken down due to, what did it say on the YouTube thing? Community guidelines violations. Because I've appealed these, there's still an appeal process going on, so I'm going to wait for that. Now, one can debate the legality or not of bringing up a document that contains someone's address on it and that address being shown on the screen. Is that doxing? Is it not doxing? Because the document is on a publicly available site and the document itself is publicly available, my belief is that's not doxing. That's not the intention with which I brought it up. Could I have taken extra time to comb through all the documents before I brought them up and in a perfect world block out all the things? Perhaps that could have been done. Regardless, in order to prove the things, doxing in particular, you have to prove intent. I don't have and this inflammatory allegation. Oh, thank you, Quirkopolis. Sharon, you got a free membership from Quirkopolis. That's super sweet. Oh, Haggis, why would you send me that picture? That's awful. I'm not bringing that up on the screen. But that explains a lot. So today, after threatening my children multiple times, Aaron decided to make a post that I honestly find to be just literally, it's a sign of like a narcissist screaming in the night, just so desperate to not be caught, to not be found out, and things like that. I'm going to bring up his post here because this is, it's giving desperate, especially since there are, I don't even know how many hundreds of hours of evidence to prove the opposite of this, that Aaron is absolutely not afraid of me, that he even encouraged me to keep making content, that he's like, bring it on, this is war, etc., etc., etc. Okay? So this post right now is literally the last dying vestiges of a narcissist prior to, possibly going back to jail. Okay. And the fact that I brought up that he's encouraging people not only to, illegally report me for crimes I have not committed, which is a felony in his state. Now trying to do this, this is just wow. It's a wow, guys. It's a wow. So this is the post. Let me switch us around here. So the post is this. It says, when someone has done 100+ hours of live streams. Now, this is where language is very important. Okay. Thank you for becoming a member. Obsessively focusing on me and my family. First of all, I'm not focused on his family. This is a lie. This is a patent lie. I have expressed that he's a philanderer. I don't talk about his children or insinuate that his children are unsafe in any way, shape, or form. I don't try to, because he's not with them. He doesn't live in the house. So of course they're safe. It's fine. For 8 weeks straight. I don't obsess over his family. Frankly, I don't. Yeah, it's just silly. Published my home address in their videos over and over again. So first of all, this is where that debate comes in. Thank you, Tampa B man. Those documents that did contain Aaron's address, those are publicly available. And as I said yesterday, which is not a crime to state this because it's a fact, because I didn't put this information out there. The Potato Head Foundation and 86, thank you. Aaron is literally copying the DOA playbook. Yeah. Hopefully he will also leave for Mexico after the judicial system is done with him. Yeah. I mean, couldn't happen to a nicer guy for sure. Published my home address in their videos over and over again. Publicly justifies why it's okay to do so and then keeps doing it. So I just explained that. So these are all documents that are filed with the court. The court themselves did not redact that information. It's publicly, if anybody who goes to the court portal, anybody can see that. It's not going to be redacted. Aaron's lawyers haven't filed for that to be redacted. You can file for that. That can be a motion that you can do. Cheryl hasn't filed for that, etc. Okay. So the fact that Aaron has a criminal case and his home address is listed in the documents pertaining to his criminal case on a publicly accessible portal, on publicly accessible documents, is not an action that I did. Okay. That's Aaron through his words and actions. Okay. Secondly, the fact that his foundation, the SPTV Foundation, and their financial records, which are publicly available because they are a public-facing 501c3 by law, the information in regards to that charity, that entity, the rules for the 501c3, everything has to be publicly available. The name and address of the board members, the name and address of, the location that, it's located at. Now, it's not my personal problem that Aaron Smith Levin in the quick, hasty founding of the SPTV Foundation, because in his words, again, his words, not mine, anybody can start a foundation. It's real easy. You just go down to the county office and fill out some forms and pay, thing. Oh, good. Coldwater Vicky's here. You guys don't have to bounce her. Vicky, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked George and everybody who comes in here to simp for Aaron. Are you okay with a man abusing women? I'll wait for your answer, but I'm going to carry on my story, okay? That's the first question, Vicky. I just want a yes or no. Are you okay with a man abusing women? Do you support that? Yes or no? It's a yes or no question. Okay. That was Aaron's choice to not pay money to have, a physical address. There's plenty of places you can do that at. To use for businesses or charities, or actually, just pay the rent on a little office or something. I don't know. No. Vicky, I didn't ask about Aaron. I said, I'm asking you this is a broad general question, Vicky. Please pay attention. Do you support and think that it's okay for men to abuse women? Do you think that's okay for men to physically and mentally abuse women? That's a did you bounce her? Right? I didn't observe it. I wasn't in the room with them. Yeah. Okay. So, those are choices that a fully grown 40-plus-year-old man made. He also fully made the choice to interact with Scientologists while recording himself doing those interactions the way that he chose to do. Okay. So the publishing, quote unquote, of his address, that's a stretch, in my opinion, because it's on a court document. Now, in my opinion, publishing his address, right, would be typing it into Google Maps and going to Street View and putting the address out there and be like, that's it. I have, why? Why would I do that? That seems stupid. And I've never done that. What I have done is shown publicly available court documents that also had that on it, and including the website that has that. I don't know why that information is on like the front page of the website. And I didn't really notice it. And honestly, because I wasn't looking for that, I'm looking for the other documents. I'm scrolling past that. I didn't see that his address is right there in this little box, like right when you pull it up, because that's not important to me. I don't give a fuck where he lives. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is literally, thank you. This is a good question, Sage. Who starts a business or charity and doesn't register it to some public building, office space, or P.O. box if allowed? That is extremely dumb not to do. I agree. I don't understand why anybody would do that. Guess what, guys? I have a business. Guess what the business address is? My motherfucking P.O. box. Okay? Like, it's insane. It's insane to me that anybody who's had multiple businesses before, by the way, would do that. That just seems ignorant or lazy or both. Okay? The next thing he says here is created multiple social media channels dedicated solely to content about me. No, I did a Rumble page because I didn't want you to copyright strike this channel by putting up the montages and the edited down footage of live streams that show the evidence of you doing crimes. Okay? And why do I have to edit down your videos? First of all, there's a lot of and there's a lot of grunting and a lot of nothing happening during the protests. It's very short amount of minutes where where we can see Aaron running up to a Scientologist to engage with them, or Aaron, putting his camera in somebody's face or something like that, right? So we don't need all the other in between stuff unless it shows background and intention. In my opinion, it's what I've created. It's not content about him. It's a documentation of the truth of his actions and words. There's a difference, okay? And the fact that, yeah, if that was Jenna Lang, she needs to go into acting. I agree. Yeah, it is boring. A lot of it is, it's kind of, it's not about my personal opinions, Tampa B man. It's just about the facts about it, right? So, and that takes me time too. It's a lot of time. Encouraged others to harass me, my friends and family. 0 times that has happened. I have never told anyone to harass Aaron, Cheryl, George, anybody. There is 0 evidence of that. I would love to see the evidence of me encouraging people to harass them. I have encouraged people to continue to tell the truth about him. Telling the truth is not harassment. This is where language gets a little confusing, I think, for Aaron. Telling the truth, right? Documenting your words and actions as they occur in reality that you're recording yourself doing, and everyone can see it, and then you tell a story that says it's not what you see here, that's not harassing you. That is literally telling you. Both of them are responsible for the deterioration of the movement and the large donor repellents. I've single-handedly repelled 5 large donors in the last 2 months from Aaron. Or I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand your comment, 86. You've told people basically like, don't send money over there. I mean, all you got to do is just show them his channel. You don't even have to have like an opinion. You know, it's yeah. He never word cleared honesty, right? Oh, okay. You posted a response. I need to see this, Penelope. That would be amazing. Oh, from the SPTV Foundation? Yeah. I mean, we'll get into that in a minute here. Repeatedly threatened me, my friends, and my family. Never occurred. Not once. I have never threatened any bodily, mental harm. I've only said that I'm not going to stop doing this. And this being telling the truth about him, no matter who he deploys to come and get me, and come and say outlandish, defamatory, salacious things about me. That's not a threat, right? Obsessively contacted my lawyers, the prosecutor assigned to my case, and the judge. First of all, I never contacted the judge. I don't have a way to contact her. I did write 2 emails to his lawyer. 2 emails. That's not obsessively. How is 2 emails obsessively? I wrote 1 email and then I wrote a follow-up email because his actions had escalated and he took down the evidence of his words and actions. So I wrote a second email to make sure that the video I had put up on Rumble, his lawyer could review, since Aaron privated the 2.5-hour rant that he made about Jenna and her response, because that's important. And yes, I did forward that email to Miss Me, the prosecutor, and then I wrote her a second email. I don't know how a total of 5 emails is obsessive. How many emails is obsessive, guys? 1? 100? 500? I don't know. Like, that's just, I don't think he understands what obsessive means. I'm allowed to write an email to whomever I want. This is America. And then he also, to know that this is not a big deal, go watch his video from the second day that he's out after 22 days, where he's on his porch and, what does he call that one? This is war or something. It's always war with him. It's so violent. Yet I'm the violent one. Everything is, this means war. This is war, blah, blah, blah. Marilyn said after Jenner told the world about Aaron following their first public breakup that she could no longer support a person like Aaron. Right. So after Aaron's fluffers go ask her why she said that, yeah, she just deletes it. Yeah. She deletes it and flips. Yeah. The YouTube short, is it now? Does he have one up now, or it's another one, or the one where he just says, I hate men? I mean, here's the deal. Aaron has said actual defamatory things about me in his shorts on his lives with no evidence to back it up whatsoever. It's just his opinion of me and, trying to insinuate that me telling the truth about him. And yes, I do it repeatedly. And yes, I don't do streams about quote unquote Scientology. I don't consider most of the streams that you make about Scientology either, Aaron, but you don't see me bitch about that all the time. You make clickbait thumbnails with celebrities. You pull people in like, I finally made it on Joe Rogan. No, you didn't. You didn't make it on Joe Rogan. Okay. They use some, yeah, you weren't on Joe Rogan, but like, it's always like that all the time. There's always a clickbait title that is like, you think something's happening and it's not. There's a Tom Cruise thing. There's a John Travolta thing. There's the Priscilla Presley thing. There's the blah, blah, blah. It's always a celebrity bullshit. Right. And if you go all the way back in Aaron's catalog where he's just talking about Scientology and not the celebrities and not some salacious things, he's really kind of boring. It's really like, yeah. And now is saying I'm a she, her. Thank you. They will be traveling 2,500 miles just to be in my physical presence. No, honey, don't get it twisted. I'm going to be in the courtroom. That's it. And I made it very clear, I have no intention of being anywhere near you physically. That's disgusting. For a 10-minute pretrial status conference in court next week. I don't think that's what it is. Sounds like it's time for a restraining order. Well, in the state of Florida, in order to get a restraining order, you have to prove that there's been violence. Now, fortunately, for me, the internet's forever. And in this comment section, it's just lovely. There are a lot of lunatics in the world. That's a great word. Yeah. Those with an obsessive fixation on individual are particularly dangerous. Like, here's the deal, though, Aaron. You have made your audience fixated on me. They have like 20 different nicknames for me. Really goes on in here. She needs to happen. She's see how the repetition happens with a cult leader? Obsession. Ba-ba. She's out of control. She can dish it, but she can't take it. All this bullshit. She's unable to control her emotions. I don't think she's been properly. All these people who are now psychologists, psychiatrists, again, attacking my mental health, attacking mental health care. She's crazy. She's lost it. This person here came in. What's a swastika truck? Yeah, it's a swastika truck. That's what my nickname is for the Tesla Cybertruck, because Elon Musk is a Nazi. And I have no problem saying that. Okay. But apparently they're like, I pointed out her own policies. I said, yeah, there's a policy in my chat not to be a dick. But this is my channel. I get to say what I want. That's the whole point. So if I think Elon Musk is a Nazi, I can say that. If you disagree, I don't think Elon Musk's a Nazi. That's fine. You can disagree with me. I'm not going to agree with your opinion. Right? I'm an ally of Scientology. This is the other thing that they're trying to push right now. That I am a Scientologist. That's why all of the things that he does to me are okay, because I'm not actually, somebody was Eric tried to say, I don't actually know Aaron. This is the other narrative they're going to push. I didn't know him. We weren't in contact for 30 years, off and on. Now, guys, when I say in contact, I'm talking about texting a few times a year, phone calls here and there, as you do when you have like a high school friend and you don't see them all the time. And then like every once in a while you bump into each other or something comes up and you text them a funny meme or something like that kind of contact. Okay. We never fell totally out of contact over 30 years until recently, where we are not friends. Okay. But it's like everybody wants to rewrite the story that we don't know each other. We weren't friends. We didn't market that as our relationship, blah, 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 blah. I mean, Eric can say whatever he wants. This picture, Haggis, I swear to God, I got to move this off my chin, is just staring at me. I can't with that. She needs to change therapist. Now, I just want you to notice all of the things that Aaron's liking. It's all derogatory comments about my mental health, people encouraging him to file, all this other stuff. She's crowdfunding. This is my new nickname, guys. The Darvo Diva. I'm a diva now, guys. Woo. Okay. But there's one in here that, see, here we go. She's going to hurt someone else or herself. These are the comments that he's going to use when he tries to go downtown to the court. Sir, this is what you have instigated. This is called instigating the response that you want. Okay. Here we go. This is my favorite one here that Aaron hasn't deleted. It's here. It's live. Hey, fun fact. Florida is a constitutional carry state. Now, Aaron is excluded in the courthouse, security and all that. But any supporters don't need a license to go healed outside the building. Just a complete death threat to me. Absolute death threat right there in his comments. Doesn't delete it, doesn't report it, leaves it up. His legal status might negate this, but it's definitely something to consider and look into. If he's not a convicted felon, he's not a prohibited person. Now, I know Aaron read this one because it's in between this one that he hearted and in between this one that he hearted. He made sure not to like this comment. Good CYA, Aaron. Good CYA. But you left it in your comments, which means it's okay with you. And you cannot prove that you did not see it because it's in between two comments, multiple comments that you hearted. You absolutely saw this. You absolutely read it. See, this is what I mean when I say I bring receipts. Okay. Now, as a content creator, I get a lot of comments on things. Some I see, some I don't. I try to interact as much as I can with comments. If I saw a comment like this about anybody, I immediately report it. That's what I do. That's my policy when I see anybody, even if it's somebody who's been a huge supporter, they've donated money, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I am blocking you. I'm reporting you to YouTube. And in this case, possibly reporting you, to the authorities. But not Aaron. Not Aaron. Because he's a victim, guys. Remember, Aaron is a victim of me who lives 2,500 miles away, who is simply sitting in her studio in the box office, reading court transcripts and showing the accompanying videos that prove what Aaron's story is about the chalk incident, about the incident, the door incident is absolutely false. Absolutely false. But now I'm the danger. I'm the danger because in publicly available court documents on a public portal from a criminal case that the court didn't redact and his lawyers didn't ask for that information to be redacted, which they absolutely could have. I'm the bad guy because this man's address is on those documents for his crimes, his actions and words, and he decided to file paperwork with the IRS, with the federal government, placing the legal address of his foundation at his home. These are all actions that Aaron Smith Levin did. None of these decisions I made. Right? And when the barrage of the incidents came in, I did put a couple things on members only, and my highest member level, guys, which nobody is a member of. It's my Samuel Jackson member, which I think is like $500 a month. CYA is cover your ass. Cover your ass. So this is the difference in the tenure. Now I have seen, and my mods will attest to this. Am I reporting this comment to YouTube? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just, guys, I want it to be up on the screen. I want you guys to be able to see it because I want you to see the level with which Aaron Smith Levin goes to try and destroy anybody who speaks the truth about him. Okay. He tried to publicly destroy Juliana and her mental health for months. He did the same thing to Lindsay for months in public and in private. I have all those screenshots. And now it's me. Now it's you did the same thing to DOA, and now it's me. Okay. Do I think that Aaron is hyper-focused on making me the villain to his audience because he can't blame Scientology on his recent actions? Well, he still does blame Scientology. I did. Rogue Lesser, I did. Especially the one that I didn't know had Cheryl's address on it. And she did a privacy strike on that video, and then that's gone. And that's it. Can I say that's an error? Sure. But again, my firm belief is if something is available to be found in the public record, then it's not doxing because it's already out there. And also, again, it's not the intent has to be there, right? So malicious intent would be me like, guys, let's all fucking send, bags of shit to Cheryl's house and here's her address. I didn't do that, right? Or trying to get people to show up at Aaron's house or do anything. I've never done any of that. That would be malicious intent. And if I saw somebody else doing that, frankly, I not only would I report them, but I would, I'm sure Cheryl and Aaron have me blocked, but I would text them and I would reach out to people who I know they would respond to and say, oh my God, this person is like putting their address on blast, trying to send people to their house. Even though I'm not friends with them, and even though I don't care for them as individuals, I don't want bad things to happen to them. I've never, when I say get fucked, okay, it's like can I show you guys a brilliant TikTok? Can I just show you this TikTok for a second? Because this explains like my way of swearing. Yeah, that was about I've got my feed popped up and it was a lot of the Minneapolis stuff there. But I got sent this a couple of days ago. Hi, Toby. Okay. Let me pull this one up. This is one of my favorite creators in the entire world who is an Irish guy. His name is Garen Noon. And he's hilarious. If you're not following him on every social media platform, please do. But let's just listen to Garen here.
Stop complaining about me saying cunt in my videos. Irish people are allowed to say cunt. We don't have the right to bear arms. We don't really have the right to free speech. Let us have cunt. Stop coming on and fucking whinging about, oh, do you hate women? I don't. Cunt is an enjoyable word to use, and I won't have it taken from me. It's different here, okay? It's different. We use it happy and nice. If you want to be all serious about the word cunt over there, be my guest, but you won't fucking bring it to the shores of Ireland. It can be a happy cunt, a silly cunt, a funny cunt, or a glad cunt. It can be a thoughtful cunt, a messy cunt, a thick cunt, or a bad cunt. So just relax and allow yourself to enjoy the beauty and the versatility of the word cunt, like the Irish, the Scottish, and the Australians do. Hopefully you've enjoyed my webinar on the word cunt and have found it educational. Follow me, I'm delicious.
I love him so much. He's one of my favorites. He brings me a much joy. Yeah. So I swear a lot. And I'm also very Irish. So there's that. I mean, I'm not from Ireland, unfortunately, but a lot of my DNA, as it were, comes from Ireland. I'm a typical American mutt: English, Irish, Scottish, Dutch, and German and Greek, mostly Greek and Irish. So, yeah, I'm spicy. I swear a lot. That's it happens. So if I say get fucked, that could be happy, sad, glad, mad, all of the above. Okay. Yeah. And I'm also a child of the 80s. We, like the word fuck is just like it's an adjective. It's an adjective, an adverb, a verb, a noun. It's all the things. Okay. So, please go follow him. He's fantastic. Can you turn the sound back on? So it's just, yeah. I think language and the comprehension of language is very important. And I have been guilty of misinterpreting people's written comments and spoken comments in the past. And then when I get clarification, it's okay. It's all right, So yeah. If that's your favorite word. I mean, it's just literally like, it's not that big a deal. Now, this, on the other hand, this right here, that's a death threat. Okay. So it's kind of like, I feel like the mayor of Minneapolis right now, right? Like, people are trying to have like such a shit fit over the fact that he said in a press conference, he told ICE to get the fuck out of his city, right? And he brought it up today in his other press conference where he said, you know what? I said fuck. He said, I said an F bomb and they killed a woman. Like, I think there's something here that's worse than the other, right? Right? The duty they sling at you that I curse, right? Yeah, thank you. Are we in church? No, we're not. Thank you, Janet. Yeah. So to me, my use of swear words in anger and other things is not the same as allowing your audience or inciting or encouraging your audience to kill someone. Okay. I have never in any way encouraged anybody to harm anyone. Even when I was in a battle royale with Anthony, never once was I like, you know what I hope? Somebody goes and unalives him. Like, never. Those words never came out of my mouth. Oh, thank you, 86. Yeah, that is a death threat. 100%. So this is why I'm bringing this up. I have some choices to make because those videos were struck. I'm just going to pull you up here so everybody can see. That is a death threat. I'm glad that I'm not just a crazy person, okay, like everybody says I am. And that is an actual, right there in writing from this person, Rob Woodring, whoever they are. I don't know. That is a death threat. And I will be, I have a screenshot of it already in case Aaron decides to delete it because the internet is forever. And yes, that is part of my police report. That death threat right there is part of my police report, along with all of the other things insinuating my parenting is not up to par, etc. And those are both illegal acts. Those are both things that shouldn't be happening. And it is my right as a citizen of the United States of America, when I receive a death threat in writing that a creator is essentially, endorsing by not deleting it. And we know he didn't delete it because he saw it with the like above and the like below, right? And these are the things that are important to get in a whole screenshot, right? Because you can't just be like, see, it totally was that, and then you don't have any evidence of that, right? So you just do this. You do the screenshot so you can see that it's not just that comment. They liked everything above and below it. There you go. They saw it and they left it because in some way that's agreeing it. That's agreeing with it. Yeah, that I swear and I eat French fries. Apparently that makes me a terrible mother. I don't know anything about that. So why do I bring all this up? Because between Cheryl and Aaron, they issued, I think, 4 privacy strikes against thing, which then YouTube interpreted as community guidelines violations. Now, they also said in the community guideline violation notification that I got where they removed the content, they said emphatically in all 4 of those, they did not issue any strikes to my channel, which is really fortunate for me. Because they could see that it's from a publicly available document and that the information is publicly available. So it was like a compromise. The compromise was, we're going to remove your content, but you don't get a strike. Now, the removal of the content fucks me, okay, because all of those videos had thousands of views. There was super chats. There were, things like that. All of that goes away, right? Which is kind of like YouTube's penalty system. And Aaron knew that. The ones that were struck was very strategic. Okay. Yeah. And if I insist on doing so, at least talk about Aaron's open case for battery and elder abuse on a 78-year-old woman. Which one are we talking about? The one that he filed, Nikki? The one that Aaron filed against the woman who he totally doxed on his stream, giving out her full name, address, and workplace? But see, how come this is the question? Aaron shows a Scientologist's LinkedIn and address and talks about filing all this stuff and says emphatically, you all know where she lives and works and her contact information. That's not doxing when that was not like, it's not. I don't know. I can't even put words together. It seems so unfathomable to me that, oh, I see. Is there an open case? Is there actually a case that got filed about that? I don't know. I don't know anything about that. Yes? There's a case on that? I don't know anything. I guess that's in LA. And yes, he's doxed you as well, Mrs. J. Correct. So it's those one of it's good for the goose, it's not good for the gander, right? Oh, I didn't know that, Nikki, because I wasn't looking him up in the LA system, but I can find that, sure. From Detective Garcia? Okay. I'll check into that. I will check into that. Everybody loves you, Chewini. Okay. So here's the situation. Like I said with Scott, like I said with everybody else, your words and actions do have consequences, okay? And when you are doing those words and actions in front of an organization or in public and you're recording yourself doing that, and then those words and actions violate the law of the place that you're doing those words and actions, that can have legal consequences, right? I can't have. Okay. Well, we're not going to debate whether or not I can call somebody a cunt or not. That's not the point of this stream. And to make things worse in the case of Aaron Smith Levin specifically is twofold. Like, he does have the largest channel out of all of the people who speak about the anti-Scientology movement. Now, in the YouTube universe, 250,000 subs is really like, it's not that big. I know my channel is teeny tiny. It's minuscule. I'm not saying like somehow I'm better than him. I'm just saying, like, in the overall scheme of things, he's not that big of a creator, right? He's not a, he's not a Mr. Beast. He's not a Jake Paul. He's not a, these other big names that have been around like forever and ever and ever, right? It's really not that big. He's, my dad used to have a shirt, that that he proudly wore, because this will tell you everything about my dad. And his friends and our family gave it to him for his birthday one year. And the shirt said, "This man is a legend in his own mind." And that's kind of like also sums up Aaron in a nutshell. Now, what makes Aaron so much more dangerous, right, is that he does have this large impact. And by that, I mean, he gets invited on very big channels to talk about Scientology as if he's an expert, as if he's the expert. He gets invited on news media and all these other things. Now people are gonna be like, see, she's so jealous. I'm not jealous of that. I have already done those things. That happened for me years ago. If people want to invite me on their show, they can. If they don't, that's okay too. I have my own show. I will literally keep going either way. But what's dangerous about that is that he has become more extreme in the past few years with his erratic behavior, him putting himself in very close physical proximity to Scientologists, the chalk incident, all these other things that have happened, which is why I'm going through all of the protest videos right now and cutting them down to just the incidents where Aaron is interacting with Scientologists, just to make a complete montage of just that, to demonstrate, like, this is not how you protest. Okay, the C word. How about why don't you believe Jenna? I do believe Jenna. I 100% believe Jenna. Or are you talking about the other people, Steve? See, this is where I get confused. Like, people want to harp on the fact that I called Jenna a cunt when we were like battling it out online. I absolutely believe her and stand up for it, even though I called her a cunt. I mean, it's like, what? Oh, thank you. Yes, I need to be in JoJo's more. She does great stuff. I love Jo. It is that aspect of it, but also the most dangerous aspect, okay, for in my personal opinion, of Aaron Smith Levin being the guy, right, is the fact that not me, okay, um, is the SPTV Foundation, which I think is disingenuous on its face and dangerous for a man like that who is a self-confessed abuser of women and someone who's now facing 2 battery charges, violence charges, okay? Regardless of the degree of violence with which you view those incidents, okay? Battery is, unwanted touching, unconsensual touching of another person. It doesn't have to cause injury in order to be battery. I feel like that type of person with that reputation is not the person who should be heading any type of foundation that purports itself to help people do anything. That's dangerous. Okay? That is dangerous. And that's why I keep bringing this up and keep talking about it. So now that content's gone, I have 2 choices, okay? I have the choice to because I still I have the content. I have the choice to go through that, I think out of those 3 videos we're talking like 20 hours because I fucking talk a lot. There's we have evidence of that. And go through it and edit out all the address parts, or and this is really I've been thinking about this for the last 24 hours and why this stream came on so late. I've been working and thinking and just contemplating. Or I just start over. And I think I'm just going to start over, and I will make a promise to you guys. I won't make a promise. I will make a pledge. That's a better word. I'm going to make a pledge that I'm going to try my best to really, and I don't do scripts, but I'm going to do an outline, guys. I'm going to do an outline of the exact portions of the videos I need to show, and any documents that I'm going to show, I will pre-download and comb through and black out anything I need to black out to make sure that nothing, is shown that shouldn't be shown. Okay. That, could appear, bad, because the truth of the matter is, and whether Aaron believes this or not, it doesn't really matter, because I'm stating this as an undisputable fact. My intention was showing this information, showing Aaron's actions and words, is to make the anti-Scientology community safe. I had somebody in my comments say to me, in the comment that I said I want to go to Florida to go witness this firsthand, because I don't take Aaron. I don't trust anything that he says, because he lies about all of the things. He contradicts himself in one video. We've seen that. I want to see what the judge says in person. One person said, as a citizen of Clearwater, we don't want you here, and then went on to, they didn't say anything bad about me personally, which I appreciated. But they did list out, the fact that Scientology has destroyed Clearwater. And let me just pull that up from my channel here. I can't remember if it's this channel or, let me see. And thank you so much. I do want to acknowledge everybody who has chipped in, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Super Chats. Thank you so much. It's amazing. It's been absolutely amazing. And a lot of people telling me to be careful, to watch out. Okay, this woman here, Coltwater Vicky, who came in the comments here, and then I guess she got bounced. She said, I can tell you, as a resident of Clearwater, we really don't want you here. The residents of Clearwater support the Friday protests. We hate that Scientology has taken our city away from us. It's too bad you don't have the capacity to be sympathetic with that. So I wrote back to her and I said, I loathe Scientology. This is a fact. They've decimated Clearwater. I support closing them down and getting them out 100%. What I can't support is dangerous, erratic behavior that makes all protesting look bad and irrelevant. Read the transcripts. The judge sees the evidence and the truth about Aaron's actions. This is not Scientology putting Aaron in jail. This is Aaron's actions and words putting him in jail because those actions were against the law. Scientology needs to be shut down, gone, forever. Aaron Smith Levin, over and over, has done actions that are not protesting. When he no longer does the dangerous activities and real activists like the Save the Garden organization can actually organize city-wide protests and petitions, Scientology and its stranglehold on Clearwater will be defeated. Until then, it will be the same. Because Aaron's actions are a distraction, they're destructive. Yeah. So then I didn't see all these other ones. I was just seeing if she replied. Okay, she says, yeah. And all these people backing me up. Thank you, guys. But she didn't. Hi, sweetheart. She didn't say anything back to my, to my comment. The truth. Oh, thank you. Clearwater, here she comes. Thank you, Diana. Thank you. And I want to be abundantly clear. I try to make it clear in this post. I'll make it even more clear than I made it in this post. Okay. To be abundantly clear for everyone in the back, I would be going to the courthouse to sit by myself in the gallery, to take notes with paper and pen, and then to report the truth about what was said during the hearing. Then leaving. Clearwater, Florida is my least favorite place on earth. So just to be even more minutia clear, okay? My intention, and please, I'm gonna stop sharing so you guys can just see my face here. I know Eric loves this, so get real close, Eric. My intention in going to Clearwater, Florida, is to fly in, sleep, wake up really early, get to the courthouse before it's even open so I could be like the first person in, okay? Sit down in the gallery in the very, very back, in the very, very back corner, all by my lonesome with my legal pad and multiple pens so that in case one runs out of ink, I have another one. Take all my notes. I will wait until everybody leaves the courtroom. I will look down. I don't have to look at anybody. I don't need to make eye contact with anybody because I know that it can be intimidating if people are like literally just, they don't like it's, they can't look at this. It's too much. So I'll look away, let them exit the courtroom. I don't have an intent. I do not want to speak with them. I do not want to sit near them. I do not want to have any interaction with them. Okay. Once they're all gone, and I go to the bathroom because I'll probably have to go to the bathroom after that. I mean, like, let's be honest, I'm 49. That's just, and I've given birth to 2 kids. You gotta do that a lot. I will go outside by myself, pull out, a tripod, do a little stand up with the courthouse in the back because that's a cute backdrop, relay all the things that I found out. And then I'm probably going to get in an Uber or Lyft and go to the airport and go home. Like literally, I'm not there to hang out. I'm not there to have a pizza party. This isn't a meet and greet. This isn't anything else. I'm there to go, observe what happens in the courtroom, hear the judge's voice with my own ears, and, write down what she says as fast as I can. That's it. If that is too much for these guys to, like, as if this courtroom is not large enough for me to find a seat in and the rest of them to sit comfortably not near me, please give me a break. Okay. So this is not a week-long endeavor. I'm not going to the base to protest. I don't intend to take their shine away on that. That's their playground. I'm going to let them have it. Okay. I don't want to go do that. Not because protesting at the Flag land base is irrelevant. I don't think it's irrelevant. It's just not, that's not what I'm there to do in that moment. I'm very, guys, like I've described this before. I don't go shopping, right? If I'm going to Old Navy, I'm getting the joggers that I like. I'm getting like 4 or 5 t-shirts and I'm out. If I start wandering around that store touching shit, I'm buying way too much stuff, right? So I'm a purchaser. When I go to Costco, I have my list. I go to the places. I have my route that I go around Costco. I know where all the things are that I get on my list and I leave. If I start wandering around the clothes and the mechanical shit and the TVs, that's it. I'm buying way too. I can't. So I have to focus. I have to do, the stuff. Okay. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if and he says this is going to be a 10-minute thing. Okay. But right now we still don't have the transcripts for December 5th out. Right? So we only have Aaron's story and that one on Reddit that was posted that kind of contradicts a lot of what Aaron said from a firsthand account of a person who was there. So I'm hoping that transcript comes out soon. I go every day to the site and I refresh it, guys. But sneezes can be dangerous, guys. That is facts for people who have had a baby. That is fucking awful. Yeah, I'm just refreshing it now just to see if nope, there's only 3 transcripts still. Okay. So they reorganize your Costco. I know they're starting to do that to mine and I'm pissed. Now I'm like, I got to figure out different routes and they're doing it on purpose because they want you to zigzag. They want you to see more stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to zigzag. I want to go this way and then that way. I want to go to the dairy and then I want to go to the veg and then I want to go to the frozen and then I want to go down these aisles and I want to get out. I don't want to be all over the place. Don't be putting the snacks in the middle by the frozen shit. Keep the snacks over by the front where they're supposed to be. Good grief. So, yeah. I couldn't be more clear about this, guys. And if Aaron Smith Levin thinks that me getting on a plane and being in the same municipality as him for less than 24 whole hours and sitting in a courtroom, in a public courtroom, as far from him as humanly possible is a threat to his existence. I'm 5'5", guys. That man is 6'1". Now, where we match up is probably in the weight. I'll be honest with you. We're probably about the same weight because, I'm Greek. What do you want? Yeah. I just want to see what the truth is. That's all. I'm not there to do anything else. He can make a story up. He can say he can say whatever he wants. He's going to say whatever he wants. My email address, Boss. Can you guys put that? Thank you, Gen X. Yeah. So what we're going to do, I'm not going to do that today. I do want to touch on this one thing very briefly. I have a couple comments about this video that was sent to me several times. And thank you, everybody who was like, Nora, you should see this and you should say something about it. And we should discuss on the channel. This is the interview that came out a few days ago. I'll bring it up here because I did watch it. I believe I finished it. Maybe I didn't get the whole thing. Now, here's the problem with this video from the get. Okay. Not this person. This is the only video I've seen on this person's channel. I don't have anything to say about this creator because this is the only video I've seen. I do like his set. It's fun. These walls are great. Everything. Okay. So the channel is Inside True Crime, Matthew Cox. I don't know anything about this guy. I'm assuming, and this is my assumption, you guys can correct me, he can correct me, from this interview that he may be a former inmate of some kind. I don't know. I don't know anything about him. That's what I gleaned from the conversation that they had. So here's the points I want to make about this interview. The first half of this interview. Oh, thank you for becoming a member, Lone Dinosaur. That's so sweet. The first half of this interview, I want to say something that you guys are not expecting me to say right now. It was really good. Like, the first half of this interview is Aaron explaining Scientology in a really good way and breaking down certain things. Oh, he went to jail for being a con man. He was a confidence man. Okay. Thank you, Grace. It was like I was looking at Aaron from 10 years ago. I'll be honest with you. The way he explained the mechanics of Scientology, the operational dynamics of Scientology, it was awesome. It was great. I'm going to give him props. Now, there's a point about 50 minutes in where he visibly and audibly changes. And it's when his case comes up. And you see his demeanor, his voice, everything change. And then I went, there he is. There he is. And I was like, oh, this is how the first half was like how I got fooled into thinking that Aaron was a good guy and that his intentions were pure and that he was doing this actually to take down Scientology. All of these things, every single action. And then you see the second half and you're like, there's the guy who, now, for legal reasons, I will say, obviously, you're not going to go on a fucking YouTube channel and be like, I did it. You know, you're not going to do that. You're going to maintain your innocence. But I will say that the story that he's been crafting, the narrative that he's been crafting, right? This has 34,000 views in 3 days. This gentleman has 956,000 subscribers. Okay. He complained about a bad guest. The first half is called charisma. This is 86. That's a great interpretation. And most of his interviews are pretty good. He speaks to the Scientology neophyte very well. This is what makes him so dangerous. Exactly. That's what I realized. Like, I was watching it thinking, this is a great explanation. And then the mask flipped, right? I want to play just a few seconds here, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I always know when he's explaining something because the hands do this. Oh, he can sell anything. This man, could sell ice in Alaska.
Scientology full-time from the age of 12 to 26. There's two different ways to work for Scientology. You can be a regular staff member, which you only sign a contract for about 2.5 years or 5 years.
And this is part of him telling his life story. I just want you guys to see how measured his voice is, how even his speech is, how calm he is.
So from 2009 to 2014, I was basically living in this delusional state where I thought this could just go on forever.
Okay. And then we get here. I'm just going to go right before the 50-minute mark because I want you to see the difference.
What's the other one? The Mormon, it's
Joe Smith.
Joe Smith. Joe Smith?
Is it John Smith?
John Smith. John Smith.
No.
They're talking
John
about
Smith,
how
he's-
Lafayette was
This guy-
a confidence
this guy,
man
every
himself.
town- he's going to town because he's borrowing money and people are looking for him
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah, L. Ron Hubbard's getting arrested for passing off bad checks. He's stealing boats. He's stealing, was it Jack Parsons, his girlfriend? He's like, hey, I'm going to take your girlfriend. We're going to pick up your boat. But then just steals his boat and steals his girlfriend. I mean, I got arrested just for getting some cornstarch on a guy. L. Ron Hubbard's out here getting arrested for passing off bad checks.
You see right there? Right there when we start getting, and then from the rest of the interview on, it goes downhill from there. It literally goes downhill from there. No, there's no crying in this one. It is Joseph Smith. Both of them think it's John Smith. And the producer that's in the room didn't correct them. So that's my take on this. That's my take on this interview. I'm not going to play this whole thing and break it down. I'm not contacting this guy. The comments in this are wild. Yeah. It's just oh yeah, please don't. I know a lot of people have talked about the fact that they fell into Aaron's narcissistic spell. I get that. Yeah, just some cornstarch. That's how he keeps wording it. This guy got some cornstarch on him. That's why I can't. Because it just gets so bad from there. And I understand, again, when you're in the middle of a court case, you can't, you can't throw yourself under a bus. I mean, you can, and Aaron has multiple times, and even admits in this interview that his lawyers are like, please stop talking. And here he is in an interview on a channel with almost 1 million subscribers talking about his case. Oh, I love Bryce. We just haven't been able to get our schedules back together. I love her. So yeah. So there you go. There's my whole spiel on that interview. That's about it. So the plan here is this, guys. I'm gonna make shirt. Now you guys are talking about a shirt, and I saw that in the comments, and now it just subliminally came out of it. Yeah, the shirt is too tight. It's not a good look. It's similar. I've worn clothes that are ill-fitting also. It's not, it's avoidable. Yeah, they shouldn't have. Well, he brought up his case. They didn't bring up his case, Janet. He brought it up. The host didn't bring it up. So what's going to happen from here? I'm carrying on business as usual. If Aaron Smith Levin somehow manages to file a restraining order against me in Florida, that's a bridge I'll have to cross when I come to it. I doubt that's going to happen. I don't think his lawyers are going to file that for him. There is no violence and is what has happened. I have not incited violence. Unlike, the death threat in his comments section, yeah. So yeah, that's being reported to the authorities here and in Clearwater. That's what's happening. And I am forwarding that to the prosecution because this person allowing death threats and insinuating that I have ever threatened violence against him is crazy. So yeah, that's the plan right now. I'm a reporter for my channel. Correct. I am. Yes. So what I want to say is we're going to start over. We're going to go over the transcripts. We're going to go up to everything leading up to the transcripts. And I'm going to try and break it down into more bite-sized portions. Okay. So if you guys missed part 1 through 3 and the first one, that's okay. Because we're going to do it again. And we're going to do it on both channels here on the Rumble and on this channel. As far as I know, until YouTube tells me otherwise, this channel is still staying up. My appeals are in. That takes weeks for them to get back to you. Unfortunately, that's what happens. They take your content right down, and then it's months to get your content put back up. So we'll see what happens. I'm not going to stop telling the truth. I'm not going to stop showing Aaron Smith Levin's words and actions as they exist and not as they exist in his mind to the world. Because I do truly believe that he is a danger to himself and others around him, that his actions are not a good demonstration of someone who's left the cult of Scientology, and his words and actions are dangerous because they illegitimize other projects, people, and protests that are doing it the right way, that are staying within the law. And Chewini, you want to do a poll, and that's why he needs to be stopped. He's either going to be stopped because people stop watching him and they know the truth about him and they stop supporting him, okay? Or he's going to be put in jail, and that'll be a pause. Because my guess is that he'll turn his channel over to somebody else again and be doing jailhouse interviews for however long he's in jail. I mean, in prison. I don't think you can do that from prison. I think jail and prison are two totally different things. Yeah. So there you go. I don't know what's going on in the comments. Seems like it's wild. I don't have any updates on Liz's filings other than what's there. Let's see. The question Shawini wants everybody to answer is, who wants me to go to Clearwater? Put 1 in. And if you don't want me to go, put a 2 in the chat. Danny Jones clips. Max Cox, #1 bad guess. Is that like he's saying it's Aaron? So many ones so far. We'll let everybody. How do I talk and read the messages at the same time? It's years of customer service work. Years of customer service work. Can I get a media pass for Florida? Yeah, I don't know how we got that media pass. Okay, we're seeing some 2s come in here. Don't go. Use your resources to continue doing what I'm doing at home. Well, let's guys, if this really is just the pre and there's going to be the big trial later, I still want to go to find that out. I don't want to hear it from him. I want to know what happened. Carol, I love that you write everything with a Scottish accent. Yeah, I don't know what the 3s are for. I don't know if I think with all the other stuff that's gone on, and let's face it, the violations that we showed and went over in the last couple streams from the December 12th hearing, and the constant violations of saying John Gaffney over and over and over and over, I don't know that he's not going back to jail on the 15th. So watch the clip. Okay, I'll go to that. I'll go that. You believe it was Aaron? Oh, 3 is can't decide. Okay. I don't know, Ann. I don't know, Ann. It's the judge asking if they're ready to set dates. Is that what's actually happening? Don't go. No trial this time unless he demands trial. Well, that's what he said he was going to do. He wants a trial. Meet UNT and go over and hang out with Irish and JoJo. Now that would be awesome. That would be awesome. You give. Save the money and take my wife out for a nice dinner. Yeah, Amy, I'm with you. I think that he might be remanded again. And if that happens, I want to see that with my own human eyeballs. Right? Yeah, he did brag about it being fun. Please have a buddy. Yes. Yes. There are people who live in Clearwater who have happily volunteered to sit next to me. And listen, guys, I'm going out on the cheapest. I'm not flying out there first class. I'm not staying in the Ritz. Okay. This is literally a place to lay my head and get up early and just be there. Just be there, which is my right as an American citizen. I don't have. Oh, I know. He's already trying to say that, Gen X. He's already trying to say that. Liz Gale would be awesome. Yes, it would be awesome to have Liz Gale there. Yes. Yes. Would I want him to know I'm there? Well, he already knows I'm trying to go. Listen, we are 2 public people on a public platform. Yeah, I know it says pretrial on the docket. Bail could be revoked. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know. Anything can happen, guys. Anything can happen, because the last time there was a bail motion that was heard, and that was specifically like that hearing was for the bail motion. I haven't seen anything come in yet from the prosecution saying that they're going to try to, sit with Dodge. Sure. If I see Dodge, we can sit and yak it up. Oh no, Liz and I are going to go to lunch regardless of, we have that planned. We didn't do it this week. We both got caught. Our kids went back to school and, busy. So we'll try and plan that for next week for sure. Yeah, Aaron paid out $600 to call people from jail, and that was donated money that he got for his commissary. He paid for it out of the commissary funds that people donated to him. Oh, thank you for becoming a member. He's already in Florida? Well, good for him. I don't want to be there. Guys, like I said, Clearwater, Florida is honestly my least favorite place on planet Earth. I fucking hate it there. You'd watch me in Dodge jacket. Listen, guys, regardless of my personal like or dislike for people, the number one rule that I have when I'm in a public setting, okay, is to be professional. Especially if I'm live streaming or something like that. You will never see me do something untoward or a quote unquote, as they call me, unhinged in public, because that's ridiculous. I'm in my studio right now. I'm in the comfort of literally my home. So I can say anything I want and act however I want. This is the internet. In real life, for those of you who have met me in real life and seen me and you know, hugged me and things like that, you know for sure that all of this and the animations, some of it is the same, some of it is not. Yeah. All right, guys. I just wanted to come on, go over those couple things there, show you that unlike what Aaron's accusing me of, there's a real life death threat in his comments that he had absolutely read and saw. He made sure not to like it, but he definitely read it because he hearted everything above and below it. So, yeah, that's going to be reported to all the places and people. And yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'll be in Florida or I won't be in Florida. Who knows? We'll only find out if I do a stream on the 15th and I'm in fucking Clearwater. Okay? And oh, you met me at Father's Day? That's right. I remember that. It was fun. We had fun. Like, come on. A hot, sweaty person is hugging me. Well, okay. A hot, sweaty. I don't know what that means, Diana. I was hot and sweaty that day. I'm sorry. It's possible. It's possible, Alan, but it's kind of also impossible. Because let's prove the impossibility of that just right now, just real quick, okay? Just to, you know. Okay. Let's do that. I'll do it live just so we can see the demonstration here, okay? So, this is his post. We can see here that there are 1 2 3 all these comments above it are hearted. All of these comments below it are hearted. Okay? We all see that? We all see that. We're going to go to the top. Okay? And right now it's sorted by newest. So let's go to top. And we're going to scroll down. Like things like this. These are the things. Like inciting that I've ever said anything of harm towards Heather or the girls. That's insane. Totally insane. Okay. We're scrolling. These are the top comments. That just means that more people hit the like and like have interacted with them, right? Now that I refreshed it, he may have deleted the comment altogether, which is fine because I still have a screenshot of it. Because I know he watches my streams, right? So, hi, Aaron. I know that you're watching. He deleted it now. So now it's not there because he deleted it because it's evidence of a death threat against me. And, you know, that's really bad. I have a screenshot. It's from, you know, there's no denying that was there. I have witnesses. You guys all saw me scroll to it. It's on my video. Yeah. So, See? So he's paying attention. What would I do with my time without him? Well, frankly, I could be helping a lot more people to protest Scientology in an effective way without a dangerous, person under criminal indictment who's running a charity to help people, allegedly. And once this danger is removed, then we'll be able to do a lot more stuff. Let's see here. She never talks about Scientology anymore. Top comments are some things are hidden. So yeah. So and then I go to the newest. And let's see if it's there under newest or if he actually. She's a deranged, obsessed lunatic. See, he hearts that. Mental health issues. That gets a heart. She's out of control. Blah, 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 blah. No boundaries. Oh, there. It's still there. But he hasn't interacted with the newest ones yet. So Rumble Premium is $12.99. It's the same as YouTube Premium. Yeah, there's no risk if a streamer it tells you to accidentally drop dead in a fit of frustration. Sure. Yeah. So either way, it's still your responsibility as a content creator to moderate your comments. That's for sure. So there you go. Anyway, guys, it's still there. It's a death threat. It's in his comment section. Whether it's in the newer top comments, that's not my problem. And I'm for sure know that he's been watching the stream and he still kept it up. So there's that. Okay, guys, thank you so much, everybody. Honestly, thank you to the guys who are watching this on the replay. Thank you to all the replay watchers. I really appreciate you guys. I should send you a lot more love than I do. Thank you to everybody who tuned in live to be here right now at this last minute unplanned stream. Thank you so much to all the subscribers, new and old, on both Rumble and here on YouTube. Thank you so much. Thank you to the hate watchers like Nylon String Ninja that just come over here to give me the encouragement that I just need. Thank you to everybody, all the members, the people who have sent super chats. Thank you so much to everybody who sent me, a couple bucks on PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. Definitely putting that to use, and absolutely for sure. If let's say hypothetical, if I go and it ends up being a 10-minute thing and they set the trial for a month, then I will save all of the ducats and plan and buy a cheaper flight in a month to go and make sure I'm there for their trial, and we'll plan that out because maybe that's going to be a few days. I don't know. Anyway, I am going to go make dinner for my family. Thank you as always to my beautiful, smart, amazing, wonderful, kind, loving mods who do such a good job in here and keep it right and tight. If you buy 5 gift memberships, oh wow. Is that what happens on Rumble? I have to go in and do more research on Rumble. But yes, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate your guys' support, and we're going to keep going. We're going to keep telling the truth here. That's what we do here on this channel. And once again, this is me signing off from the box office, and I will see you all on the flippity dippity.